In this training video today, we're going to show you what the exterior of a full detail looks like. So this customer is going to be returning within 24 hours of their arrival back to the parking spot. This is going to be a full detail, no wax. The interior was already completed. We spent a lot more time on the interior, so we're going to skip a wax on the exterior for this one. Here we have Jen and Elvis rinsing the car down and washing out the wash mitt. You don't want to get any contaminants that are left on that wash mitt from a previous wash on this car. It can scratch the clear coat. Now we have Elvis applying soap to the wash mitt. He's going to start at the roof of the car after it's been rinsed down. Starting at the roof of the car is helpful when the rinsing process starts. That way you can start at the roof while rinsing all the soap off and it goes down to the ground. Jen is now going to apply degreaser and wheel cleaner to the wheels and tires and the wheel wells, as you can see here. The purple bottle is our wheel cleaner. The red or orangish color bottle is our degreaser. So you can see how Elvis is working his way around the roof. That way it'll be ready for Jen to start rinsing once he's on the sides, front, and back of the vehicle. Jen is now spraying degreaser on the front of the car. We're going to leave that for last to wash off. The degreaser helps get any bugs off, especially during the warmer months. It really helps out when soaping the car. That degreaser helps get into the bugs. Alright, looks like we have the whole car here soaped down. Jen is going to start rinsing it off while Elvis gets ready to start drying here in a moment. So she's starting with the roof, rinsing downwards. Most effective way to rinse a car off. Now Jen is going to start rinsing out the door jambs. Sometimes these can be pretty bad on a full detail. It really helps rinsing them out when it comes to doing the door jambs after the car's been dried. There can be a lot of buildup in there. So now Elvis is going to water blade the vehicle. Water blading doesn't need to take a long time. This just really helps not soak all of our drying towels, so we have more use of them on next cars that we detail. So as you saw there, Jen was rinsing off the wheels as the final step of the wash. While Elvis goes around water blading the rest of the vehicle, Jen is now jumping in and starting with the drying towel. Elvis is going to move on after the water blade and start applying tire shine. You see how we put the tire shine on the wheels also? This can be helpful if the wheels are a matte black. Sometimes that tire shine helps shine those up as we're buffing them out. Elvis also applied tire shine to the interior plastics of the wheel wells. This can look really clean as the car is finished. It helps shine up those plastics. So now Elvis is going to go through every spoke with our baby towel, is what we call them. These are towels that will be the most dirty uses for the job they're intended for. So door jambs and wheels. He's going to make a U shape around the car. A U, we call it at least I call it a U shape. I'll start with one side, work my way around the vehicle so you're not backtracking. So starting with that back wheel like Elvis did, moving on to the nearest door jamb, starting at one corner and working your way around the entire door jamb. So he's going to do the whole interior of that door jamb, ending there, and he's going to start on the door next. Jen is still drying here. So that interior of that door jamb, he's then going to move on to that passenger door. And then the front passenger side wheel will be next for him. It looks like Jen is just doing her final touches of a dry on this full exterior detail. Like I said before, we did skip the wax on this full detail. Most cars we do that is a full detail will get a spray wax applied just before we start drying with the drying towel, but we did have to skip that for this one just because we spent more time on the interior. Coming up here shortly will be the door jamb of the frunk, as you would call it on a Tesla. Sometimes that can be forgotten, so here I am opening the frunk. That way, if a customer returns and needs to put their luggage inside, it won't look like we missed it. That was me just showing it was a full detail, so we definitely want to make sure we get the frunk of that. That could be easily missed, and definitely looks better when it's done for somebody's arrival and they realize that we did get in depth on this vehicle. Here we have Jen using lacquer thinner. We also call it solvent. It looks like there might have been some sap on the door. There was a sap in a couple other places. She's just going to hold that down on the sap for a moment so it can help dissolve the top layer of that sap. She's then going to go in motion, applying that motion to it to help remove most of the sap. Lacquer thinner, also known as solvent, is safe on clear coats. It just helps remove contaminants, certain contaminants on the exterior of a vehicle, especially sap works really well with solvent. Here we have Elvis still working on his wheels and door jambs. You want to make sure you get the inside of that lip on the wheel wells also. So here he is doing his last door jamb, which would be the trunk. And also the exterior windows. Folding your towel into force, which makes 8 towels. He's making sure to go around all the corners of these windows. Looks like Jen is just inside of the car, touching up the inside windows. Usually that's, you'll see once you wash the exterior of a car, you can see any places missed on the inside windows. So we're finished with the car now. This is me showing D row. This is where we park all the completed details after we've finished them and they're ready for pickup. However, in this case, we need to plug this car in. So Jen is going to park this on row A, which is to our right of the shop if you're facing north. There's a couple spots over here that are for EVs. There's about 4 or 5 spots, I think. So she's going to do final touch-ups and drips. Once you move a car, it's going to drip after you wash it. So we want to make sure we get those before they dry and the customer sees it when they return. This is showing where A row is. She's also going to write on the packet where she parked it so the shuttle driver knows where to drop off the customer when they return. This is A1. Also putting your time in on the paperwork between Jen and Elvis. Looks like they spent 2 hours on the exterior. You could see there it said 1 hour, but between 2 people, it's 2 hours. Jen is now turning in the paperwork and keys to the booth. This is Andrea. She's going to put her signature on our paperwork confirming that she received the keys and that the key packet reservation number matches the paperwork reservation number, and also that we wrote down where the vehicle is parked. Then we go into the office and we turn into the paperwork into this black basket here in the office. Thank you so much for watching, and that was the exterior of a full detail.